Eggs. You'll love them. Everybody loves them. If you don't love them, you're lying to yourself. Make some eggs. Right now, it's time. I'm going to show you guys how to make some eggs. You don't need to see my water bottle. Today, we're going to be making scrambled eggs on the stove top, on a skillet. There's a lot of different ways you can actually go about making this, but for the most part, this is the simplest way, one of the fastest ways, and in just my opinion, the only way that you can get away with making scrambled eggs so fast and having it taste good. So let's do it. And I only say that last part because I've seen people microwave scrambled eggs, and while that's technically faster, it tastes like shit. It's like one of those things where you have frozen food and it's like, oh, you have a microwave option, then you have a toaster option, then you can put it in the fucking oven. It's like, which one would you really want to do? You want to put it in the fucking oven and wait 40 hours, or you want to put it in here? Because nobody's putting it in the microwave. Have you tried a Hot Pocket? So to start off, just because I want to eat these eggs, I'm going to make some toast. Let's crack some eggs. So here we are, we're scrambling some eggs. And just for the record, before we actually start this whole thing off, you're only gonna need so many things. You need some eggs. You don't need that many eggs, but you need some eggs, you need some butter. And last but not least, you need a little bit of milk. I prefer to just do it this way. If other people do it differently, this is fine. You know, talk about it, have some fun. We're gonna take an egg. I am actually gonna take 2 eggs for just the sake of convenience and seeing more of it and the sake of this video, but you can do it a little bit differently. Let's crack this egg. I like to do it like this on the perimeter of the bowl. You crack it and then you just kind of pinch it. And there it is. Oh, I dropped a piece of the egg in there. Lovely. Happens more often than you think. Easiest way, so just take the fork, pick it out, and there you go. And like I said, I'm going to be using 2 eggs, so here's the second one, and there we are. Lovely. And now on to the rest. This is actually one of the easiest recipes you can go about making. It's like ridiculously easy to make scrambled eggs. If you fuck it up, that's fine. It takes some time for everybody to learn. Like me, the hardest part about making eggs was making sure that I portioned out enough milk. You can kind of see a little bit how much milk I poured into here. And then next up, you're just gonna wanna beat this shit with a whisk or a fork or whatever. A job well done, as I always say. And now we're just going to move all of this over to the stove so we can get started with actually making our scrambled eggs. Now that we have all this done, I am going to turn it over here, just because, little known fact, I like to show people this whenever they first start cooking on like a stovetop. This is the worst thing you can do, is kind of keep it so that this part is over here, because, I mean, you're walking around the kitchen, you're doing this, it's gonna move, fuck you. So just keep it on the side, keep it somewhere where you're not really gonna need to touch it, because you're really not ever gonna need to touch the handle. And before you even turn the stove on, this is just something I like to do. A lot of people use Pam. I am a degenerate, and I hate my arteries, so what I normally do is I just take a shit ton of butter, slam it on there, and it's way too much butter. I'm just gonna be so real with you guys. Yeah, you really, that's about as much butter as you're ever gonna want to put onto there. Here's the, I guess, a butter knife for comparison, in like the size department. But yeah, that's more than enough butter right there. That's gonna do you well for like 4 years. You're never gonna want to eat anything bad for your heart again. My toast is done. But yeah, you're just gonna want to put the butter on there, let that sit for about a moment. It's gonna take a second, it's gonna start to melt right under it. I normally like to keep the burner on medium. There's really no reason you should have it on any other heat for really anything, the more I think about it. But yeah, no, it's, keeping it on medium is just perfectly fine for eggs. And that's all you're gonna need to know, because we're pretty much done. As awful as it may seem, this is the hardest part. See, I'm holding the thing. I'm trying to spread the butter around so that it is it's actually going all over the skillet here. Because you can see it's making it non-sticky, right? And it really doesn't matter if you don't have, if you have a non-stick pan or if you have a non-whatever, like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Shit's gonna stick to it. Put something on there, a little tiny bit. Normally, I definitely put an excess amount, but I digress. After that, you're just gonna want to pour your eggs, your scrambled eggs onto the pan here. And I'm laughing, I'm giggling because this is funny for me. I'm 100% aware that I'm not an egg genius. All right. My spatula's not clean. That sucks. Let's take a spatula. I guess. This is awful. All right. So really, you're just gonna want to have that sit there for a moment. I'm gonna clean my spatula as fast as I humanly can because this is the terrible fate I have been met with. Yeah, your egg should really just sit there for just about a couple moments. You want to let it sit on one side so that it kind of cooks like a little pancake, if you will. It's not the dumbest thing in the world, and actually it's really simple if you do it like this, because now you can do a lot of things with your eggs, and I'm going to show you once I start flipping it. I made eggs on it before earlier, so I think just having it a little bit wet, perfectly fine. But I'm just gonna go about this pretty easily. So you can see the way it moves, it's still liquidy. It's not really congealing together as much. If we tap it, it's gonna like try to drag itself up because it's so milky. I put a little bit more milk than most people should use. I put 2 eggs in there, and there's a shit ton of butter on the bottom. This is like just about as good for your heart as going to Waffle House or IHOP and getting like the biggest omelet you can get off the menu, and then getting 2 of them and drinking a milkshake afterwards. And I'm being a little bit facetious. Facetious? Is that the word? Facetious? Sarcastic? It's a little much, is all I'm trying to say. You guys definitely want to go about this a little bit softer on the whole thing. I just am really hungry, and I'm starving all day. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm here, and I'm ready for my eggs. So now that it's kind of like, you can see I'm kind of picking it up a little bit. I'm just gonna give it another second, tap it, see how it drags, and I'm kind of like cutting it a little bit in the middle there. But you can see, once I start to do this, it's actually really easy to pick it up and flip it. And that's pretty much all you really want to do. All you have to do. I'm flipping it a little bit early, which is fine. I'm not cooking the best eggs here. Oh, I'm really not. They all like fell apart. I don't know. It's like something with the recording, guys. I did something wrong. Oh no! I gotta redo it. No, it's fine. It is fine. But yeah, we're just gonna let this go for another couple minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, I'm not flipping these eggs. I'm looking at the white parts. I'm freaking out. It sucks being like color efficient because cooking is always a little bit more difficult. But yeah, this is not the way most people do it. This is just the way that I do it. Definitely one of the easier ways. Once you get better at flipping, once you get comfortable, I'm sure people just like straight up flip the whole thing. But I'm not one of those people, so I'm just showing you guys how to make eggs. And if you have a problem with it, please go into the comments and tell me that I'm stupid, because that would just be too funny. And with that, you have pretty simple eggs. That's pretty much them being done right there. So you can take this, do whatever you want with it. I am going to take it, I'm going to put it on here. I'm actually going to preemptively get some cheese for the sandwich. I'll like to do this when, yeah, that's looking pretty done. I'm turning the stove off now. I like to do this normally while it's still in the oven, just about to be done, or while it's sitting in there waiting to come out. Because what will happen is the cheese will kind of melt onto the toast. Here we finally are. The piece of resistance. I want to actually turn the eggs around a little bit, see, and make sure that they're cooked all the way. So you can see, this is actually a burnt egg. These are just burnt. Hold on just a moment. I'm gonna put these on. Hopefully I can get like a really brownie piece showing. Here we are. I like to call them brownie pieces because I am weird. So yeah, that's this is eggs well done, right there. That's how I prefer eggs. A lot of people don't like eggs this well done, which is perfectly fine. You know, most people will. You just gotta sit there and look for the lightness, and really you don't need to have it this dark, but this is about as dark as you can get eggs without having them just be burnt. You know. I'm not gonna do a mukbang or anything like that. I'm just gonna say thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please be easy on yourself with the butter and the eggs because I am fucking insane and don't do what I do. Have a good day.